You know what? I'm gonna do this video without the mic, see how it sounds. Yo, what's good YouTube? It's Bobby Vlog. Hold on. Yo, what's good YouTube? It's Bobby Vlogs back with the reaction videos. And in today's video, we're finna react to people who snapped and killed apex predators barehanded.
Yo, stupid.
Damn. I don't think I'll be able to kill it, you know what I'm saying? Hold on now. Alright, let's get into the video. Yeah.
The Granny Incident.
Yeah.
On a farm
The
in
Granny
rural
Incident.
Russia, 2012, a Russian grandma heard loud crying and whimpers outside of her home. Confused, she quickly ran outside to see what was going on. There, she was met with the grisly scene of a Eurasian wolf covered in blood while eating one of the grandma's baby cows. These wolves aren't like normal ones due to the Bergmann's rule. This rule states that animals in colder regions evolve larger body sizes to stay warm. A male Eurasian wolf weighs anywhere from 150 to 170 pounds. With that being said, any normal person would probably just lock themselves in their house and call police officers or something. But the grandma was unfazed. Her people have survived Soviet winters, food shortages, and probably World War II. So for her, a wolf was just another Tuesday. While the wild animal was trying to tear the calf apart, the grandma began roaring at it in an attempt to scare it off. But unbeknownst to her, the wolf had rabies and was manic. So instead of running away, the beast lunged at the grandma, going straight for her throat.
Wolf with rabies?
However, she immediately punched the animal.
Hell nah, I don't think I'll be able to fight that. I'm running away, bro. Hell nah.
Causing it to bite onto her left hand instead. She tried to open up the wolf's mouth so that she could shove her hand down its throat.
What?
That probably sounds like a random thing to do in this situation, but hunters and herders sometimes use this tactic because apparently larger animals have really bad gag reflexes.
I mean, that's kind of smart, but that's risky.
The wolf's jaws were locked tight, and she wouldn't be able to get them open because it began thrashing her hand around. So instead, she switched gears to her backup plan, punching. She kept on punching and punching and punching the wolf until it decided to go tear away at her legs. To be fair, she's 56 years old and fighting a wolf, so when the wolf began dragging her by the legs, that's when she realized she needed a weapon, and luckily for her, her trusty axe was nearby. While the wolf was busy munching on her feet, the grandma raised her axe high above her shoulders and split the wolf's head in two. Then she did it again, then she did it one more time for good measure. She was taken to the hospital where remarkably her injuries weren't too severe. If you're a wolf and watching this video, then my advice to you is don't try to eat Russian grandmas.
Damn, she's hella brave for that, bro.
Elden Ring bosses. Also, to add to that, don't try to eat these next types of people either. The dad incident.
Damn, what would y'all do if a wolf, if y'all encountered a wolf in the wild and it's starving, let alone it got rabies? Nah, y'all tripping, bro, but I'm running, bro. I am not trying to fight that. I am climbing on top, all the way on top of the nearest tree. I am not fighting that, bro. Hell nah.
In 2021, father in Karnataka, India, was riding back home on his motorcycle in a forest. As is common in certain regions of India and other countries, the father was riding with his wife on the back of his bike while she carried their... It was nearing nighttime,
We got the that's
and
terrible
after the family
meter.
finished their work for the day, they were headed back to their village to relax.
I'm guessing it's going by
Their fatigued
levels.
eyes squinted hard through the rural road they were on together. They tiredly blinked at it again and again until they noticed the motorcycle got heavier. The man's wife looked down at the she was carrying, and in the blink of an eye, she realized that there was now a full-grown leopard biting down on her kid's leg. Yuck. A 160-pound wildcat was latched onto the and trying to run off into the forest with it, all while on a motorcycle. The mother screamed and pulled back her from the grip of the leopard's teeth, provoking the beast in the process.
Leopards are scary, I ain't gonna lie.
It quickly pounced and swiped at her in retaliation, prompting the man to increase the speed on his bike so that they could outpace the cat. But unfortunately, his motorcycle wasn't fast enough to escape the animal, because it quickly bit onto the leg of his kid again. Out of pure instinct, while still riding the motorcycle, the father began elbowing the leopard to get it off their child. The cat swiped at
all this while on the
motorcycle.
motorcycle.
However, before the leopard could run away with the child, the father grabbed the animal by its throat.
Oh,
Yeah.
clutch.
And while
Oh,
it quickly let go
cooked.
of his kid, the two of them fell into a wrestling
Yep.
match. Leopards are exceptionally lethal
I feel like
predators.
that's the only way you can take out some leopard or wolf, you know what I'm saying, or tiger. You gotta either choke it out, break his neck, or you gotta, weapon. If you got a weapon, boom, even easier. But bro, barehanded is crazy. I ain't gonna lie, like if the wolf was somewhat near my size, I'll probably take it down. I ain't gonna lie. But if it's bigger than me, bro, I don't know how I'm choking that thing. I don't know how, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how I'm doing that.
With the ability to vertically jump 10 feet into the air and casually drag 200 pounds up into trees with them. There are even videos of leopards plummeting from 300 feet, shaking it off, and continuing to hunt their prey.
Oh yeah.
This 30-something-year-old man was wrestling one with his hands gripped tightly around its throat. The leopard thrashed him around. Its claws tore into his arms, chest, and split his face.
Oh yeah, that's the
But
worst
still,
part though.
he didn't let go
about choking him
because
out.
he knew if he did,
They
it
gonna
would slaughter
kick,
his
scratch
family.
at you.
So he did something absolutely insane. Mid-wrestle match, he positioned the leopard into a chokehold with both of his arms. These cats have necks that are thick with muscle designed to support their ability to carry heavy prey up trees. So, honestly, for a human, trying to strangle this wildcat is pretty much like trying to
I
choke
low-key
out a
did
tree
not
trunk.
know that.
Neighbors in nearby villages
That is-
finally heard the commotion
that
from
is
the
interesting
attack
and
quickly ran in the
makes
direction
sense
of the
too.
screaming family. But when they arrived, it seemed that they were already late to the party because what they witnessed had everybody in pure disbelief. They saw a man sitting on the floor, covered in blood, and in front of him laid a motionless leopard. Everybody was taken to the hospital for their injuries, and the
Damn.
only casualty of the event was the leopard.
This is real too. I forgot
Florida man
these are real incidents.
Everything was normal for a Floridian family
Here we
on a
go.
sunny beach day on July 6th, 2001,
Florida.
Pensacola. 30-year-old uncle laid back peacefully on his beach towel, tanning in the sun while everyone had fun around him. He sat up to look around and take in the moment. He saw volleyballs being thrown, sandcastles being built, and his 8-year-old nephew getting torn apart by a bull shark in the water.
Bro, what?
Then he laid back down and relaxed, because life was good. Yeah, no. Upon realizing what he just saw, the man immediately leapt up from his beach towel and began sprinting full speed towards the water. People
This
began
is-
screaming, "Shark!" and started running away from the waters, but the uncle was still sprinting towards the bull shark.
Yo,
that
this
was
is
actively
scary,
swimming
yo.
away
What
with
would
his
y'all do if
nephew
y'all seen
in
a
its
shark
mouth.
at the beach,
Bull
bro?
sharks are one of the, if not, the
And-
most
and it's
aggressive
right
shark
next to you
species
in
on
the
planet.
water.
They weigh
Could.
anywhere from 200 to 700 pounds. They often hunt in shallow waters and
I ain't gonna lie, yeah, fighting anything underwater, bro. You're already in disadvantage, bro. I can't even swim, so I'm cooked if a shark sees me in the water. You know what I'm saying? But hey, that is.
believed to have
Scary.
the most
That's why I'm
testosterone of
scared
any
of the
animal
beach.
on the entire planet.
I'm scared of
So
the
what do you
ocean
think
water.
this Florida man did when he finally spotted the bull shark in the water? Well, he leapt on top of it. Yeah.
He got on
After
top
taking a
of
good
it.
look at the 7-foot, 400-pound beast, he jumped on it
7 foot.
inside of the water and began punching it in the face to rescue his nephew.
Insane.
Fortunately for both of them, the shark actually let go of the boy. However, it bit off his arm and started swimming off with it in its mouth.
Whoa! it
Now,
bit
what do you
its
suppose the
arm
Florida
off.
man did at this point?
He went back. He had to
jumped
go
back into action. and
Yeah,
began
yeah.
wrestling the bull shark.
Bro,
in the
I
water
look,
for
you
his
do the
son's arm.
same, bro.
The shark and the man fell into a tug-of-war match where the shark tried swimming off into deeper waters and the uncle tried desperately to pull it back onto shore.
Tug of war with. Imagine being his kid, his son, and you just watching your dad play tug of war with a shark, and it's your arm that they're playing with. Yo, that is insane. That is scary. Yo, no way. How did he even survive
The
that,
man
bro?
tugged, twisted, and pulled. The shark was trying to get away,
Did
but
he get
didn't
it
let
back?
go. I don't know how, but the psychopath literally pulled the shark back onto the beach, then pried its jaws open with his bare hands and ripped his nephew's severed arm out of its mouth. The arm was still intact. A local fisherman on a
Yo.
boat nearby noticed the commotion happening on the beach. He pulled out his rifle and took aim, and in one click, the shark's
There you
mad
go.
frenzy ended. Vance Flosenzia wrestled a bull shark and was able to give paramedics his nephew's arm to be reattached in surgery. I can't say I
Wow.
expected less from the Florida man, but honestly,
Bro,
he wins Uncle
W
of the Year.
bad, W Florida.
The Uno
man.
reverse incident. In 2024, a 35-year-old railway worker
Next
in
up,
India was
the
just
Uno
trying to get some
reverse
sleep after a
incident.
long shift. It was the middle of the night, and he was passed out on his bed when he felt something crawling up his leg. He woke up and saw a snake, but not just any snake, an extraordinarily venomous one.
I ain't gonna lie, if a snake woke me up from my sleep, I'm grabbing that snake and I'm throwing it out the window and going back to sleep, bro. What? Why are you ruining my sleep?
Or a cobra, some of the deadliest reptiles on the planet.
Oh,
He stared at the
nah,
snake.
what?
It stared back.
Let me go back.
Deadliest reptiles on the extraordinarily venomous one that was assumed to be a crate or a cobra.
Crate or
some of the deadliest
cobra?
reptiles on the planet.
That color
stared at the
pattern
snake.
is crazy.
It stared back.
I've never
He
seen
continued
that.
staring, and so did the snake. And then it bit him. Now,
Oh.
most people would have panicked, called for help, or maybe tried driving toward a nearby
Oh, no.
hospital. But this guy just had to be different. Something inside him snapped, and before the snake could slither away, he grabbed the animal with his bare hands, and, he bit it.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
multiple
yeah.
times. He chomped down twice
got him.
on a reptile that is venomous enough to end the lives
Imagine,
of 20
imagine being
humans
so
with a
mad,
single
bro.
bite.
You just
It
start
tried
eating
wriggling
the
out of his teeth,
snake.
but he munched on it like it was a piece of jerky, effectively
He probably
crushing it.
got so
Later on,
pissed
the man
waking
was
up from
rushed to
that
the
sleep.
hospital
I
and
don't
given
blame
an
him.
antivenom so that he could recover from the bite. He later on told reporters that in some parts of India, there's a superstition that biting a snake transfers the venom back to the animal, so that it'll pass away instead of you.
Yo,
So,
these India
who knows?
superstitions.
Maybe the superstition actually worked, or maybe he just needed an excuse for
Nah,
his
bro
revenge.
just got lucky, bro. Nah, bro just got lucky
He
and
was
got
a 69-year-old
saved on
Alaskan
time.
hunter, and on November 1st, 1999, he was out in the wilderness doing what he'd done for decades, hunting. He knew the woods, and more importantly, he knew how to handle himself. Him and 3 other hunters set out to catch a black-tailed deer, but due to the windy weather, it was extraordinarily hard to sneak up on one. So they split up into groups of 2. Later on, after hunting for what felt like hours, the man and his partner became frustrated because they still hadn't caught the deer. So he came up with a plan. He told his partner to split up with him and said, "If I let out a shot, you come to my noise, but if you let out a shot, then I'll come to your noise." His partner nodded in agreement, but the only issue is that his partner was also wearing a heavy-duty hat with thick ear flaps that muffled the sound of pretty much everything outside. The man split up from his teammate, and within just a bit, he found the deer they were trying to hunt all day. He took aim,
Cooked.
marking a successful hunt for him and his crew. He waited for his partner to come, but it didn't happen. He began hooting like an owl a few times to draw attention, but his partner still didn't show up. The man rolled his eyes in annoyance,
I think I already
took
know
off
what
his rifle,
happened.
and put it beside a tree. He
I
then
think I
decided
already
to
know what
butcher the deer
happened.
meat by himself, and after cutting away at it for a while, the man heard a twig snap behind him. Feeling relieved that his partners finally showed up, he turned around to greet his crew. A brown bear
There you
stands
go.
about 10 feet tall, weighs about 1,000 pounds,
You got
and
me
runs as fast as a car on the
fucked
street.
up.
Unfortunately for this man, it
Bro,
wasn't his
my
crew
heart
members
would
that showed
drop
up,
to my...
but instead the bear. The hunter froze when he saw it.
No.
The distance between the two of them was about 30 feet away. And the distance
You better
between
have
him
that
and his rifle
200
was only
pump
2
right
feet,
next to
but
you,
the
bro.
bear let out a roar, and it charged at him so fast that it was impossible for him to even think about trying to grab that weapon. He only had one option available, his buck knife. He dropped his
Oh.
deer meat and quickly grabbed the blade from his pocket, and right as he pulled it
I don't
out,
know.
the man-beast was already right in front of him. The hunter aimed to slash at the bear's open mouth, but he missed and accidentally sliced its face instead. Angering the bear, it crushed his arm with its teeth, tearing off his skin and exposing his bone. The hunter screamed in pain, and the full-grown
Peeled his
bear
bone
pushed
off
him
like
down
a
to the ground,
chicken.
pinning him into a death grip. While it twisted
Peeled his
away at the
skin, I
hunter's
meant.
arm, he quickly used his free hand to try to poke the bear's eye out with his thumb. But it began thrashing him around, causing him to miss continuously. The man switched gears and instead took his finger and jammed it deep into the bear's ear canal, rupturing its eardrum. The beast let go of him and recoiled in confusion and annoyance. It then let out another 100 to 120 decibel roar and charged at the hunter again. The man was still on his back, so he desperately kicked the bear square in the throat, making it stumble as he hopelessly scrambled back to his feet. He was covered in blood,
Oh, this is
an arm that was
crazy.
completely mangled, and a bear that was charging at him again to finish him off for good. The man's mind raced, and his thoughts became a blurry panic.
This is all
He
within
was
like
actually
seconds
getting
too,
eaten alive
y'all.
by a
Like,
bear, and he was running out of options for survival.
it's either
Acting quickly, he fell onto
Go
his butt
all in
and
or
stretched out
die,
his leg to
you know
use
what
it
I'm
as
saying?
bait for the bear to bite onto and be distracted with. This would prove to be a terrible decision, because instead of just biting the lower end of his leg, it actually chomped down on his thigh, giving it complete control over his entire body. The bear began to shake the man around like a rag doll, thrashing his body around and bashing his skull on the floor, nearby trees and rocks, causing serious damage. The hunter couldn't see a single thing. His ears gotten blocked from the extreme trauma he was suffering, and he was losing consciousness. Nonetheless, his adrenaline gave him enough energy to power through the bear's thrashing and to plow his buck knife countless times into
that
the
adrenaline.
beast's thick, furry neck. The bear dropped
You
the
better
man
be
and
ready,
backed away
boy.
as it bled from its neck with his knife stuck in it. The man stood up on one foot with his body exposed, showing both muscle and bone, but he fell into a delirium and began screaming at the bear. Reports mentioned that he began desperately shouting something to the lines of "God is on my side" or "The Lord is with me." The bear charged at him again, and with one good arm, he punched the bear square in the snout repeatedly, causing the disoriented animal to collapse on the ground. The hunter collapsed on the ground with the bear, then quickly scrambled to his feet to grab his rifle. Each time he stood up, he fell. But finally, he got to his weapon. At this point, his vision was blurry, his eyes were covered in blood, his hearing was muffled, and he was on the brink of passing out. He stood over the bear's body with his weapon, aimed it at the bear, and then tried to shoot it. However, nothing happened. He quickly looked at his rifle and realized the flesh hanging off of his body had jammed the bear began groaning and slowly getting up again. He tirelessly pulled the flesh out, then aimed the weapon at the bear again. He was victorious, but then he immediately collapsed to the ground. The man could barely stand. He dragged himself across the snowy forest until he reached the beach.
Did he make
Sticks and branches tore at his already mangled body as he crawled. Each time he was about to lose consciousness from the sheer amount of pain he was in, he'd quickly grab a chunk of ice-cold snow and shove it into his mouth to shock him back awake. When he made it to the snowy beach, he finally saw his team. Horrified with what they saw, they ran to the man's disfigured body to help him out. Drenched in blood, the only thing the man said before passing out is "please."
That guy is a legend for surviving that.
This is the story of Gene Moe, an Alaskan huntsman.
Oh, that's a knife?
After receiving multiple skin grafts and about 1,000 stitches,
Clean
he
knife.
survived and made a full recovery from this nightmare. And despite the trauma, Gene kept on hunting well into his 70s. He credited his survival to God, and he would go on to live a full life till 2024, where he passed away peacefully at 93. The wilderness is extraordinarily dangerous, but
RP,
honestly, the moral of today's story is
good
don't mess with Russian grandmas, don't mess with Florida men, and especially don't mess with any Alaskan Christian dudes that have a bear hanging up on their wall. Now, go and have a happy day.
Facts. Don't mess with a guy who knows how to hunt, you know what I'm saying? Because that's real, man. Damn. That was a good video, y'all. Shout out to A Talking Hat. Subscribe to my boy. You know what I'm saying? Y'all recommended me to watch some videos from him. Dope. W recommendations. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what other videos y'all want to watch. And oh yeah, before I end this video, yo, it's crazy. Like, we humans are really like superior when it comes to any other like creature, animal, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, besides, you know, some you know, animals in the water or creatures, you know what I'm saying? But like, yo, when it comes to that, like that adrenaline and that, you know what I'm saying, those flight instincts kick in, you know what I'm saying, those spidey senses kick in, bro. It's raps, yo. Like, you know what I'm saying, you fight until it's over, you know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. Like, even up against a bear, like, it's possible, you know, it's possible to win against a bear if you just do it right. But you gonna probably be half dead once it's over, or if not dead, you know what I'm saying, once it's over. But hey, that is insane, y'all. Alright, y'all, I'll catch y'all in the next video. Like, share, comment, subscribe. It's Bobby Vlogs out. Deuces.